Stress is how our bodies respond to a perceived threat to our well-being. It is a good thing in emergency situations, or in situations such as playing a game, presenting in front of a group, or studying. It keeps you alert and focused. Stress responses start with an event or feeling that is determined to be dangerous by the brain. When danger is sensed, a bodily response known as fight or flight kicks in. The nervous system releases adrenaline and cortisol, which are stress hormones. Heart rate, breathing rate, and blood pressure all increase, and unnecessary things, such as food digestion, slow. This is to give all energy into facing or running from the danger. If stress lasts too long, it becomes damaging to the mind and almost all bodily systems. First, the nervous system. The reason for the other bodily systems being affected is the sympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for fight or flight. The problem is when it goes into overdrive and drains the body. Persistent wear and tear hurt the other systems. The brain can also become predisposed to being in a constant state of fight or flight. New research shows that the hippocampus, which is a center for memory and emotion, can actually shrink under long periods of stress. This is why emotions become more unstable. During chronic stress, the fear center of our brain, the amygdala, is overactive, while the frontal lobe, which is responsible for regulating emotional responses, is underactive. This leads to a vicious cycle of untamed emotions. Stress can even cause stem cells to mature into the wrong type of glial cell. This makes the brain more susceptible to future mental illnesses such as anxiety, depression, PTSD, and dementia. More psychological problems include a switch to a more pessimistic point of view and behavioral changes such as abuse of drugs or alcohol, changes in eating and sleeping patterns, and withdrawal from friends and family. The plasticity, or ability of our brain to change, makes it a target for chronic stress to wreak havoc on. However, most of this damage is reversible due to the same plasticity. In the musculoskeletal system, the stress causes muscles to tense up in anticipation of running or fighting. When stress is long-lasting, muscles remain clenched, which causes tension headaches as well as neck and shoulder pains. This constant muscle tension makes it more difficult to relax the muscles. In the respiratory system, stress increases your breathing rate to get more oxygen into the body. This can lead to hyperventilation and possibly trigger a panic attack, which is a sudden onset of disabling anxiety. In the cardiovascular system, the constant increased blood pressure and heartbeat is dangerous in the long term. It puts unnecessary strain on the blood vessels and on the heart itself. This leads to an increased risk of hypertension, or high blood pressure, heart attack, and stroke. When the endocrine system is under stress, the liver produces more glucose to give extra energy to the body. Usually this glucose can be reabsorbed. However, some people who are at risk for type 2 diabetes can develop it from this stress response. Gastrointestinally, acid reflux or heartburn can increase the level of pain due to stress, causing changes in appetite or amount of food consumed. The stomach can become upset, leading to pain, nausea, vomiting, and over time, severe stomach pain and ulcers may occur. Stress also causes the food to move at a disrupted speed through the body, causing either diarrhea or constipation. The reproductive system of both sexes is disrupted. In men, decreased testosterone production, decreased sperm production, and even erectile dysfunction can be caused from chronic stress. In women, menstruation cycles can become painful, irregular, or absent with worse premenstrual symptoms. For those in menopause, the symptoms may become worse and more difficult to handle. For both sexes, libido can decrease. Stress first strengthens the immune system. Chronic stress causes cortisol buildup that inhibits responses to bacterial invasion. Those under chronic stress are susceptible to the flu, common cold, and other opportunist diseases and infections, and take longer to recover when injured or infected. To protect yourself from these many problems, you must sense the stress before it has a hold over you. Memory issues, constant anxious thoughts, general unhappiness, irritability, nausea, frequent colds, changes in sleeping or eating habits, and withdrawing from others are just a few symptoms of stress overload. If you are overstressed, there are ways to help, assuming the stress is not caused by a mental disorder such as anxiety, which may require medication. Exercise releases endorphins in the brain, talking to friends triggers stress relief hormones, meditation or yoga relaxes the brain, and a proper sleeping schedule also helps. And these are just a few of the most common ways. If the problem becomes too much to handle, seeking help is another option. Stopping stress in the beginning prevents many other chronic problems from forming and gives you a better quality of life.